All right. Units, percents, student handout number 5. Percent of change. So today we're going to figure out, for example, if gas was $1.20 when Trump took office the first time, and then when he took office this time it's $4, what is the percent of change? How much did it go up? All right, percent change describes the change. Let me connect my pen real quick. All right, there we go. Over time by either an increase or decrease, which was a big deal during this past election because Trump was claiming everything was higher. All right, it can be solved using a percent proportion in which the values are plugged in the formula below. All right, so this formula looks very similar. It's still percent over 100. That still has not changed. The only thing that has changed is this right side here in the box there. And instead of part and whole, it is now change over original cost. Okay, that's the only difference, change over original. Everything else is the exact same, okay? Change can be represented by the difference between the new and original values. For example, if gas was $1 to begin with, and now it's $4, what is the change? The change is not 1, it's not 4, it is the difference between those. So you subtract those, and the change is $3. And the original is $1. So yes, you need to write that. All right. Hang on, let me give me a Altoid. All right, so let's go down and solve the problems. What is the original cost of milk? Well, in 2000, is 2000 before 2015? Yes, so 2000 was the original. It was $2.79. And that was in 2000. What is the new cost? The new cost was $3.98 in 2015. In 2015. All right, so what is the change? How do we find the change? We just subtract those. All right, so go ahead in your calculator and subtract those real quick. And you get $1.19. Okay, now let's set up a proportion that we have the change, we have the original, and we're looking for the percent. All right, so it's percent over 100 equals change. The original was $2.79, and we're looking for the percent. How you just solve that? You can use cross product like we always have. 100 times 119, and take that and divide it by what is left. All right, and when you do all of that, I actually want to see what you get on your calculator, so I'm going to do it on my calculator. 100 times 119 equals 119. So that equaled 119. 119 divided by 279 gives you 42.65 and then 2. So we're dealing in percents. This 2 tells this to stay the same, and then the 2 disappears. So your answer becomes 42.65%. Now, when we're dealing with percents, let's go ahead and round to the first one, okay? So it's going to be 42.7%. And was it an increase or a decrease? Did the price go up or down? Just go back and look. From the original to that one, did it go up or down? It went up, so it's an increase. All right, I'm going to zoom out. Question number 1 of the day. Question number one of the day. In which sport do teams compete for the Stanley Cup? In which sport do teams compete for the Stanley Cup? All right, number 2, or the second one here. A frozen pizza cost $3 in 2000. And then in 2015, it cost $2.50. So the pizza went down. Look at there. How about that? All right, so it was $3 in 2000. And then it was $2.50 in 2015. So what is the change? Subtract those two, and you're going to get 50 cents. And go ahead right here and tell me it went down 50 cents because it was 3 and now it was 25. I'm at 250. So we can go ahead and answer this part. It decreased because we know the price went down. So now let's solve our work. Remember, it's percent over 100 equals change over original. So what was the change? The change was 50 cents. And the original was $3. All right, so same thing you've been doing here. Cross product times that. Okay, and when you do that, you're going to get 50. And then that divided by that gives you 16.6 repeating. So the answer is going to be 16.7%. Why is it 7? Because if I go back up here to my 16.6, is this not the answer and it just keeps going and going and going? So if we round to the first number, what does that 6 tell that one to do? Go up. So it'd be 16.7. That's where that comes from. Okay? All right. And the answer was 16.7%. It was decrease. All right. The last one of these. A movie ticket cost $8.20 in 2000. So $8.20 in 2000. Then $10.65 in 2015. What is the change? Subtract those two numbers, and you're going to get $2.45. Did the price go up or down from $8.20 to $10.65? It went up. So let's just go ahead and write increase down here because we know it increased. Price went up. All right, now let's solve it. Percent over 100. We don't know the percent. That's what we're looking for. Equals change, which was 240. Oops. Change, which was 245, over the original, which was 8. Again, same process as before. Multiply whatever you get there, divide by that. So 100 times 2.45 is 245. 245 divided by 8 is 30.625. Now let's round to the first one. 2 tells the 6 to what? Stay the same. So it's going to be 30.6%. I messed up somewhere. The original price was $8.20, not 8. So that is not the correct answer. That's not the correct answer. It's important to check your work there. All right, 245 divided by 8.2 is actually, it is 29.878. The 7 tells the 8 to round up, so your correct answer is 29.9%. I'm going to zoom out there. I'm going to ask you question 2 and 3 for today. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Number 2 is, what sport does Serena Williams play? What sport does Serena Williams play? And number 3, it's question number 3. In what major league sport has a scoring play called a home run? And what major league sport has a scoring play called a home run? All right. The backside, flip it over, is the same exact thing, except now we're going to play tic-tac-toe with your partner. Okay? If you decide, let's go over here to the back. If you decide that you want to put your X right here, okay? Both of you, if it's, let's say me, I'm playing my wife, and I'm going first. So I choose the yellow X in the middle. We're both going to work out that problem. Okay? Since it's my go, if I get it right, I get to put my X there. If I get it incorrect and my wife gets it correct, then she gets to put her letter there, which is the O. Okay, but if I get it right, since it's my go, I would have got to put an X. But I say I missed it. But my wife got it right. Then we would put an O. What if neither one of us got it right? Then we're going to play tic-tac-toe for who gets that spot. Okay? All right. When you have your answer, both of you have an answer, come see me, and I will tell you who is right. Okay? So when both of you have your answer, come see me. If your partner's still working, let them work until they're done with the problem. 10-4. All right. Pause it now. All right, welcome back. We should have our winners, but I do want to go over each one real quick. A sweater is marked down from 25 to 19. What is the percent of change? We're looking for percent of change, so it's going to be X over 100 equals change which was $6, because 25 to 19 is 6, over the original, which was 25. And then you just do your cross product and divide. I'm not going to go through all that. Your answer would have been 24%. And just so we know, it went down. Number 2, as a club fundraiser, a group of students washed 40 cars one weekend. The next weekend, they washed 70. So how much cars was the change? Well, let's go ahead and... What was the change in cars? Well, 30 more. What was the original? 40. Do your cross product, and you're going to get 75%, and it went up. Now, let's explain something. Let's say we washed 4 cars. Let's make it simple. And the second time, the next weekend, we washed 8. So first, second. What's the percent of change? How much did it go up? Well, as you can see, it doubled, right? So if it doubled, it went up 100%. Because what is 100% of 4? It's itself, it's 4. So if it went up 100%, it went up by itself, which was 4, so it doubled. If you don't believe me, 4 times 100 is 400. Divided by 4, 400 divided by 4 is 100. All right. Dustin bought a DVD player that was marked down from 150 to 100. Find the percent of decrease. So it obviously went down because they told us. It went down how much? What was the change? $50. What was the original? $150. Do your little cross product. And you're going to get 33.3%. Yes, you could have had the line over top it. I would have took that. And it obviously went down because they told us. All right, let's pause for just a second and answer question number 4 and 5 of our homework. 4 and 5, not of our homework, of our... What country does Messi play for in international soccer? What country does Messi play for in international soccer? Question number 5. What sport is often called America's pastime? Number 5. What sport is often called America's pastime? All right, number 4, or the fourth one. A pair of socks is purchased at wholesale for $2. It is then sold for $4. What is the percent of increase? Again, we're looking for percent. How much did it change? It went up $2. What was the original cost? $2. When you do your little cross product, you're going to end up getting 100%, and it went up. Mary decreased her time of mile walk from 30 to 24 minutes. So again, we're looking for the percent. How do I know that? Because it told us. What was the change? 30 to 24. The change was 6. What was the original? 30. When you did all your little math there and you did your cross product stuff, you would have got 20%, and it went down. So in your calculator, I want you to do something for me. I want you to do 6 divided by 30. What do you get? Did you get this? You did, didn't you? Take that and multiply it by 100. What do you get? You get 20. So to find the percent of change, all you have to do is take the change, divide it by the original, and it's going to give you the percent of change. Now, the change is not 0.2. Remember, percent is those numbers. Well, Coach, when I do it the other way, I got 20. Yeah, because we're multiplying it by 100. Okay? But if you're going to do it this way, circled in yellow and blue there, you have to understand that when you do just this part, it's going to give you a decimal, and that's the percent. If that makes no sense to you, then don't do it that way. But this next one, we're going to do it that way. The 7th grade class experienced a 15% decrease. Last year, they had 280 students. We can't do it that way on this one. We'll do it that way on another one. So this time, they give us the percent. 15%. All right. And then what else did they give us? Last year, the class had 280. How many did they have this year? So last year, they had 280. So that's the original. Now, this is the decrease. So when you do all your math here, okay, you're going to get 15 times 280 divided by 100. You're going to get 42. That's how many students it went down by. Look at the question. It asks how many students are enrolled this year, not how many it went down by, how many are enrolled. So if we started with 280 and it went down by 42, what do we need to do? Subtract. And you're going to get 238. Enrollment in PTA increased 35% this year. Last year, there was 160. How many PTA members are involved this year? So we need to figure out the total. So one way that we're going to do this one a little bit different. So it went up by 35%. Up. What was it last year? What was the original? The original was 160. So I'm going to go ahead and put that, okay? And then they ask how many are involved this year. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. Now, let's think about the percent. Yes, it went up 35%, but it went up. Remember the other day us talking about if it went up, we actually would multiply it by what? Not just 3.5, not that, because that's just 35%. That's just figuring out what 35% is if you multiplied those. What could I multiply by to figure out what that is plus the 35%? Remember we talked about it the other day? Yes, you just add a 1 in front of it. So do 160 times 1.35. And you're going to get 216. Same concept here. Instead of putting 35% here, I could have added a 1 there, and that would have told me what the whole thing was. So let's do this. Everybody in your calculator, let's do it with just 35. Let's do it this way. And then after that, we're going to do it this way. So everybody do it this way first. Go 35 times 160. That gives you 5,600. Divide that by 100. And that gives you what? 56. Now that's how many new people you had. Add it back to 160. So do 56 plus 160. What do you get? 216. Okay? Now let's do it the bottom way. Do 135 times 160. You're going to get 21,600. Divide that by 100. What do you get? What changed the whole problem? That one in front, right there. Because it meant 135%. All right. To visit the top of the Empire State Building, a ticket cost $4 in 1999. In 2009, it rose 20 to 20. So we're looking for percent again. The change was $16. The original was $4. So how much did it go up? A lot. It went up 400%. When you did cross product, you would have got 400. Or you could have just did 16 divided by 4. And you would have gotten 4. But that is 4.00, which is 400%. Tom's weekly salary increased. What is the percent? Again, we're looking for percent. It increased by $48. The original was $240. Solve all of that out, and you would have gotten 20%, and it increased. One way to have did that was to just divide 48 divided by 240, and you would have gotten 0.2, which is the same thing as 20%. But coach, when I cross multiply, I get 20. So is that not like a big percent? No, when you multiply that by that 100, it's going to make it a whole number for you. If you just do it this way, you're going to come out with a fraction, which is why you have to convert it to the percent. All right. Questions 6, 7, and 8. Questions 6, 7, and 8. Number 15, which sport do players compete to win the FIFA World Cup? Which sport do players compete to win the FIFA World Cup? Number 7, what is the highest score possible in bowling? What is the highest score possible in bowling? And the last one of the day, number 8, in which sport do players ride horses while hitting a ball with a mallet? In which sport do players ride on horses while hitting a ball with a mallet? All right, I'll give you the answers separate of the video. Adios, amigos.